Today we're going to be talking about changing the blade on the compound miter saw right here at Techworks. The first thing that we need to talk about is safety. The first thing you want to do for safety is unplug the machine. Anytime you're working on a machine, you want to unplug it to make it as safe as possible so it doesn't accidentally turn on. The next step that we're going to do is to prevent the miter saw from sliding around while you're changing the blade. We're going to tighten up the slide by tightening the set screw on the side. The next step when changing the blade will be to take the tool out of the back of the saw. It is located on the back on the miter slide. It's an Allen wrench, and all you have to do is pull it out. Once you're done, be sure to replace it. We'll go over that again. Now that we've got our Allen wrench, we're going to want to make sure that the blade does not spin. As it spins freely right now, we need to use the motor stop, which is located right here, by pressing it in. You may need to spin the blade until the button depresses, like so. Now the blade cannot move. Now that we've got our saw blade so that it is stopped, we can use the Allen wrench to loosen the lug that holds the blade on. Counter to normal screws, this one is righty-loosey instead of lefty. So left will tighten, right will loosen. And we'll just loosen that all the way off. There's also a large washer, which we'll also have to remove as well. And the blade should just slide right out. Now that we've got our blade off, we're going to be putting a different, newer blade on. And it's simply a matter of moving the blade up and onto the arbor. It should slide over this inner ring. Then we take our large washer. It is keyed, so you may need to spin it a little bit. And then using our bolt, we will tighten it back on. Remember, it is lefty-tighty, righty-loosey, so we will need to spin it. Here's a demonstration. And again, you can see it spins freely, so we need to press that saw stop to prevent the blade from spinning, and then tighten it up. Now remember, you don't have to tighten this heavily. It will self-tighten because of the threads. So just make sure that it's nice and tight, and that should be it. We can spin freely. Now that we're done with our tool, we must place it back into the back of the saw, and that's it. One last thing is, if you haven't done so already, be sure to re-loosen the set screw so that the miter can slide again, if you want it to. Now that we've changed the blade, we can plug the saw back in, and we're ready to use the saw again. And that's it. You have now changed the blade on the miter saw at Techworks.